Introduction. U.S. market sectors and subsectors. The U.S. stock market, a complex and dynamic landscape, is divided into 11 major sectors, each reflecting a distinct segment of the economy. This chapter provides a comprehensive analysis of each sector, exploring their subsectors, current trends, growth drivers, and potential risks. Investors seeking to make informed decisions must grasp the unique opportunities and challenges presented by each sector, considering factors like government regulations, technological advancements, and global influences. The chapter emphasizes the importance of understanding sector performance within the context of economic cycles and highlights the growing significance of sustainable practices. 1. Energy sector. Embracing the renewable energy transition. The energy sector is undergoing a major transformation as the world shifts from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources. This sector encompasses companies involved in the production, exploration, and distribution of energy resources, including both traditional fossil fuels and renewable energy sources. Subsectors. Oil and gas exploration and production. Companies that explore for and extract crude oil and natural gas from underground reserves. Key companies in this subsector include Chevron Corporation, CVX, Shell plc, SHEL, Energy Select Sector SPDR Fund, XLE, Van Eck Oil Services ETF, OIH. Oil and gas refining and marketing. This subsector includes firms that refine crude oil into usable products and market them to consumers. Key companies in this subsector include Marathon Petroleum Corporation, MPC, Phillips 66, PSX, and Valero Energy Corporation, VLO. Oil and gas equipment and services. This subsector provides equipment and services to support oil and gas exploration, drilling, and production. Major players include Schlumberger Limited, SLB, Baker Hughes Company, BKR, and Technip FMC plc, FTI. Integrated oil and gas. Large companies involved in both upstream, exploration and production, and downstream, refining and marketing operations make up this subsector. Chevron Corporation, CVX, BP plc, BP, and Shell plc, SHEL, are key players. Coal and consumable fuels. This subsector includes companies that mine coal and produce other consumable fuels such as wood pellets. Peabody Energy Corporation, BTU, and Alliance Resource Partners LP, ARLP, are major players in this subsector. Renewable energy equipment and services. This subsector focuses on companies that manufacture equipment or provide services for renewable energy generation. Key companies include First Solar Incorporated, FSLR, and NextEra Energy Incorporated, NEE. Growth drivers. Government incentives for renewable energy are encouraging investment and innovation in this area. Technological innovation in energy production is leading to more efficient and sustainable energy solutions. The increasing global demand for energy ensures continued growth in this sector. Addressing the risks. Volatility in commodity prices. Fluctuations in oil and gas prices can significantly impact the profitability of companies operating in the energy sector. As an example, the sources note that companies heavily reliant on fossil fuels are particularly vulnerable to these price swings. Geopolitical instability. This instability has the potential to disrupt energy supply chains, which can lead to price volatility. Securing diverse sources of supply. Investing in strategic reserves and cultivating robust relationships with key partners located in stable regions are suggested as potential strategies for companies to manage this risk. Stricter environmental regulations. These are assets that lose their economic value before the end of their expected lifespan due to external factors such as policy changes, technological advancements, or shifts in market demand. In the context of oil and gas, reserves that become uneconomical to extract due to a decline in fossil fuel demand would be considered stranded assets. Financial risks. Stranded assets can lead to substantial financial losses for oil and gas companies. They can result in asset write-downs, impaired investments, and reduced profitability. The risk of stranded assets is particularly significant for companies with large reserves of fossil fuels that may become unusable in a low-carbon future. Adaptation strategies. Investing in renewables. Many traditional oil and gas companies are investing in renewable energy sources, like solar and wind power, to diversify their operations and reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. This strategy allows them to participate in the growing renewable energy market and potentially offset the declining demand for fossil fuels. Carbon capture technologies. Companies are also exploring carbon capture and storage, CCS, technologies. CCS involves capturing carbon dioxide emissions from power plants or industrial processes and storing them underground to prevent them from entering the atmosphere. This technology could enable continued use of fossil fuels while mitigating their environmental impact. Diversification. Some oil and gas companies are diversifying into other energy sources, such as hydrogen or biofuels. These alternative fuels could offer lower carbon alternatives to traditional fossil fuels, allowing companies to adapt to evolving energy demands. Global influences. European Union's energy transition policies. The EU has implemented ambitious targets for renewable energy adoption and emissions reductions, which are impacting global energy markets. These policies are creating demand for renewable energy technologies and driving investments in cleaner energy sources. The EU's focus on reducing its reliance on fossil fuels can influence global energy prices and create incentives for companies worldwide to shift towards cleaner alternatives. China's role in renewable energy manufacturing. China is a dominant player in the manufacturing of solar panels and other renewable energy technologies. This dominance gives China significant influence over the global supply chains for renewable energy components. The cost competitiveness of Chinese manufactured renewable energy technologies can influence the pace of renewable energy adoption in the US and other markets. 2. Materials sector. Sustainable sourcing and innovation. The materials sector includes companies that provide raw materials used in manufacturing and construction. These companies are involved in mining, refining, chemical production, and packaging. Subsectors. Chemicals. Companies producing industrial chemicals used in agriculture, pharmaceuticals, and manufacturing are in this subsector. Key players include DuPont de Nemours Incorporated, DD, LyondellBasell Industries NV, LYB, and Ecolab Incorporated, ECL. Construction materials. Companies that produce cement, concrete, and aggregates are part of this subsector. Major players include Vulcan Materials Company, VMC, Martin Marietta Materials Incorporated, MLM, and CRH plc, CRH. Containers and packaging. This subsector includes companies that manufacture packaging products, such as plastic containers, cardboard boxes, and metal cans. Key players include Ball Corporation, BALL, Sealed Air Corporation, SEE, and Crown Holdings Incorporated, CCK. Metals and mining. Companies in this subsector extract metals and minerals from the earth. Major players include Freeport MC Mo Ran Incorporated, FCX, Newmont Corporation, NEM, and Rio Tinto Group, RIO. Paper and forest products. This subsector includes companies that produce paper goods and manage forests for timber production. International Paper Company, IP, West Rock Company, WRK, and Weyerhaeuser Company, Y, are major players. Growth drivers. Infrastructure development around the world drives demand for construction materials. Technological advancements in material sciences lead to new and innovative materials with enhanced properties. Addressing the risks. Commodity price fluctuations. Impact on profitability. The prices of metals, minerals, and other raw materials are inherently volatile, directly impacting the profitability of materials sector companies. When commodity prices rise, companies may benefit from higher revenues if they can pass on these increased costs to their customers. Conversely, when prices fall, companies may experience reduced profitability if they cannot adjust their pricing strategies accordingly. Examples of price fluctuations. While the sources don't provide specific past examples, historical events illustrate the impact. Addressing the risks. A surge in demand from emerging economies, like China in the early 2000s, drove up steel prices, benefiting steel producers. However, when demand subsequently slowed, prices fell, negatively impacting profitability. Another example is the copper market. Copper prices are influenced by factors like global economic growth, infrastructure spending, and supply disruptions from major copper producing countries like Chile. Sharp price swings, whether upward or downward, can significantly affect copper mining companies' earnings. Mitigation strategies. Hedging. Companies can use financial instruments, like futures contracts, to hedge against price volatility. Hedging allows them to lock in prices for future sales or purchases of commodities, reducing their exposure to price fluctuations. Long-term supply contracts. Companies can enter into long-term supply contracts with customers to secure stable prices over an extended period. These contracts can provide price predictability and reduce the impact of short-term price swings. Vertical integration. Companies can vertically integrate their operations to gain greater control over their supply chains. For example, a mining company might acquire a processing plant or a manufacturing facility, allowing it to manage costs and potentially reduce its exposure to commodity price fluctuations. Diversification. Expanding product portfolios beyond a single commodity can help companies mitigate the risk associated with price volatility. If the price of one commodity falls, the company can rely on revenue from other products. Environmental regulations. Mining and manufacturing operations, which are central to the materials sector, face increasingly strict environmental regulations. These regulations pose a challenge to companies operating in this space. To address this risk, companies can invest in sustainable mining practices, reduce waste and emissions, and adopt circular economy principles to minimize their environmental impact. 3. Industrial sector. Embracing automation and infrastructure spending. The industrials sector consists of companies involved in manufacturing, construction, transportation, aerospace, defense, and other industrial services. Subsectors and key players: aerospace and defense, Lockheed Martin Corporation, LMT, Raytheon Technologies Corporation, RTX, and Northrop Grumman Corporation, NOC. Building products: Johnson Controls International plc, JCI, Masco Corporation, MAS, and Fortune Brands Innovations Incorporated, FBIN. Construction and engineering: ACOM, ACM, Fluor Corporation, Fluor, and Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated, J. Machinery, Caterpillar Incorporated, CAT, Deere & Company, DA, and Parker Hannifin Corporation, PH. Transportation: Union Pacific Corporation, UNP, Delta Air Lines Incorporated, DAL, and CSX Corporation, CSX. Growth drivers: economic growth leads to increased demand for industrial goods and services. Government spending on infrastructure projects boosts growth in construction and engineering. Addressing the risks: economic downturns. When the economy experiences a downturn, industrial activity can decline, leading to a reduced demand for industrial goods and services. To adapt to these changing conditions, companies can diversify their customer base to reduce reliance on any single industry. Focus on providing goods and services to essential industries that are less affected by economic cycles, and implement cost control measures to maintain profitability during periods of economic slowdown. Supply chain disruptions. Global events like geopolitical instability and crises can significantly disrupt supply chains. Companies can build resilience by developing supply chains with multiple sourcing options to avoid dependence on a single source. Other strategies include investing in inventory management systems to maintain a buffer against disruptions, and building strong relationships with a diverse range of suppliers to ensure a more reliable flow of goods and services. Automation's dual role: increased efficiency and productivity. Automation, through technologies like robotics and AI, can significantly enhance efficiency and productivity in the industrial sector. It can streamline manufacturing processes, reduce errors, and enable companies to produce goods and services more quickly and cost-effectively. For instance, robots can perform repetitive tasks with precision, while AI-powered systems can optimize production schedules and manage inventory more effectively. Potential job displacement. While automation offers efficiency gains, it also raises concerns about job displacement. As machines take over tasks previously performed by humans, some workers may find their skills obsolete. This displacement could lead to unemployment and require significant societal adjustments, such as retraining and upskilling programs, to prepare workers for new roles. Companies' investments in technology. To remain competitive in a rapidly evolving landscape, companies in the industrial sector are actively investing in technologies like robotics, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing techniques. Robotics. Companies are deploying robots in factories and warehouses to automate tasks like welding, assembly, and material handling. This investment aims to improve speed, accuracy, and safety while reducing labor costs. Artificial intelligence, AI. AI is being integrated into various aspects of industrial operations, including predictive maintenance, quality control, and supply chain optimization. AI-powered systems can analyze data to identify patterns and make predictions, helping companies improve efficiency and make better decisions. Implications for the workforce. The increasing adoption of automation and advanced technologies has profound implications for the workforce in the industrial sector. Reskilling and upskilling initiatives. To address potential job displacement, there is a growing need for reskilling and upskilling initiatives. Workers need to acquire new skills to adapt to changing job requirements. These initiatives may involve government-funded training programs, partnerships between educational institutions and companies, and online learning platforms. The goal is to equip workers with the knowledge and capabilities needed for the jobs of the future. Shifting job roles. While some jobs may be lost, automation also creates new opportunities. For example, there will be a demand for skilled technicians to operate and maintain automated systems, data analysts to interpret the insights generated by AI, and engineers to design and implement new technologies. 4. Consumer discretionary sector. Navigating economic cycles and evolving consumer preferences. The consumer discretionary sector includes companies that provide goods and services considered non-essential but desirable during periods of economic growth. This sector is particularly sensitive to economic cycles, as consumer spending on discretionary items tends to fluctuate with economic conditions. The sources identify rising disposable income as a primary growth driver for this sector. As disposable income increases, consumers have more money to spend on non-essential items, leading to increased demand for products and services offered by companies in this sector. Subsectors and key players. The sources highlight the following subsectors within the consumer discretionary sector. Automobiles. This subsector includes companies involved in the design, manufacturing, and distribution of automobiles. Key players mentioned in the sources are Tesla Incorporated, TSLA, Ford Motor Company, F, and General Motors Company, GM. Hotels, restaurants and leisure. This subsector encompasses companies in the hospitality and leisure industries, providing services such as accommodation, food services, and entertainment. Key players mentioned are McDonald's Corporation, MCD, Marriott International Incorporated, MAR, and Hilton Worldwide Holdings Incorporated, HLT. Retailing. This subsector covers a broad range of companies involved in the sale of goods to consumers. Key players mentioned are Amazon.com Incorporated, AMZN, Costco Wholesale Corporation, COST, and Walmart Incorporated, WMT. Addressing the risks. The sources point out that economic slowdowns pose a significant risk to the consumer discretionary sector. During recessions, consumer spending, particularly on non-essential items, can decline substantially. This reduction in demand can negatively impact the revenue and profitability of companies operating in this sector. The sources suggest several strategies for companies to mitigate this risk. Offering value-oriented products and services. Companies can adapt to changing consumer behaviors by offering products and services that appeal to consumers seeking value during economic downturns. This strategy might involve providing discounts, promotions, or budget-friendly options. Focusing on essential product categories. Even during economic slowdowns, certain product categories within the consumer discretionary sector may be considered essential. Companies can focus on these product categories to maintain a steady stream of revenue. Adapting business models. Companies need to be prepared to adapt their business models to cater to changing consumer preferences and behaviors. This adaptation might involve expanding online sales channels, developing innovative products and services, or adjusting pricing strategies to remain competitive. E-commerce and changing consumer preferences. In addition to the points highlighted in the sources, our conversation history underscores the impact of e-commerce and changing consumer preferences on the retail landscape within the consumer discretionary sector. Growth of online retailers. The growth of online retailers like Amazon has significantly disrupted the traditional brick and mortar retail model. Online retailers offer consumers convenience, a vast selection of products, and often more competitive prices. This shift has led to challenges for many traditional retailers, with some experiencing store closures and financial difficulties. Companies' adaptation strategies. To remain competitive, companies are adopting various strategies. These strategies include developing omni-channel approaches that integrate online and offline operations, establishing a presence on online marketplaces, and investing in improved delivery and logistics capabilities to meet consumer expectations for fast and reliable shipping. Role of consumer data and personalization. The increasing use of consumer data and personalization is shaping the future of retail. Retailers collect data on consumer behavior to create personalized shopping experiences, providing targeted product recommendations and tailored promotions. Personalization can enhance the customer experience and foster customer loyalty. 5. Consumer staples sector. Meeting essential needs in a changing landscape. The consumer staples sector consists of companies that produce products considered essential, such as food, beverages, and household items. These products are in demand, regardless of the economic climate, making this sector relatively stable. Subsectors and key players. The sources list the following subsectors and key companies in the consumer staples sector. Food products. Mondelez International Incorporated, MDLZ, General Mills Incorporated, GIS, and Conagra Brands Incorporated, CAG. Beverages. Coca-Cola Company, KO, PepsiCo Incorporated, PEP, and Anheuser-Busch InBev SA/NV, BUD. Household products. Procter & Gamble Company, PG, Colgate-Palmolive Company, CL, and Kimberly-Clark Corporation, KMB. Growth drivers. Population growth. As the global population continues to grow, the demand for essential consumer goods, such as food, beverages, and household products, will likely increase, providing a stable foundation for growth in this sector. Emerging markets. Rising incomes and urbanization in emerging markets are leading to increased consumption of packaged food, beverages, and personal care products, offering significant growth potential for companies in the consumer staples sector. Innovation and product differentiation. Companies can drive growth by innovating and introducing new products that cater to evolving consumer preferences. This innovation might include developing healthier food options, more sustainable packaging, or premium product lines that command higher prices. Addressing the risks. The sources mention changing consumer preferences and rising input costs as factors that companies in this sector need to address. Addressing the risks. The sources mention changing consumer preferences and rising input costs as factors that companies in this sector need to address. Here's a more comprehensive analysis. Evolving consumer preferences. Health and wellness. Consumers are increasingly focused on health and wellness, seeking out products lower in sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. This trend has led to a surge in demand for natural and organic foods, as well as products with functional benefits, such as added protein or fiber. Sustainability. Consumers are also showing a growing preference for sustainably produced products. They're concerned about the environmental and social impact of their consumption choices, and are seeking out brands committed to ethical sourcing, sustainable packaging, and reducing their carbon footprint. Convenience. Consumers are leading busier lives and seeking out convenient food and beverage options. This trend has driven the growth of ready-to-eat meals, single-serve snacks, and on-the-go beverages. Premiumization. While value remains important, there's also a growing trend toward premiumization. Consumers are willing to pay a premium for higher quality products, artisanal goods, or unique flavors and experiences. Companies' responses. To adapt to these evolving consumer preferences, companies in the consumer staples sector are implementing various strategies. Product innovation. Healthier options. Companies are reformulating existing products to reduce sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. They're also introducing new product lines featuring organic ingredients, plant-based alternatives, and products with added health benefits. Sustainable practices. Companies are increasingly focused on sustainable sourcing and packaging. They're partnering with suppliers who adhere to ethical and environmentally responsible practices. They're also reducing their use of plastic packaging and exploring more sustainable alternatives. Convenience-focused products. Companies are expanding their offerings of convenient products to cater to busy consumers. This includes ready-to-eat meals, single-serve snacks, and portable beverage options. Premium product lines. To cater to the premiumization trend, companies are introducing higher quality product lines that offer unique flavors, artisanal ingredients, or a more luxurious experience. Marketing strategies. Highlighting health and sustainability. Companies are adapting their marketing to emphasize the health and sustainability attributes of their products. They're using packaging and labeling to highlight key features and communicate their commitment to responsible practices. Transparency. Many companies are embracing greater transparency about their sourcing practices, ingredient lists, and nutritional information. They're providing consumers with more detailed information to build trust and address concerns about food safety and sustainability. Targeted marketing. Companies are using data and analytics to better understand consumer preferences and tailor their marketing messages to specific segments. They're using social media and digital channels to reach health-conscious and sustainability-minded consumers. Rising input costs. Impact on profitability. The cost of raw materials, packaging, labor, and transportation can fluctuate and increase, impacting the profitability of companies in the consumer staples sector. Company strategies. Pricing strategies. Companies might carefully raise prices to offset increased costs, while considering the potential impact on sales volume. They might also offer promotions or adjust package sizes to make products more affordable. Supply chain efficiencies. Companies are focusing on improving supply chain efficiency to control costs. This can include negotiating favorable contracts with suppliers, optimizing transportation and logistics, and reducing waste throughout the supply chain. Product reformulation. In some cases, companies might reformulate products using less expensive ingredients, without sacrificing quality. This can help to mitigate the impact of rising raw material costs. Hedging strategies. Companies might use hedging strategies to protect themselves from price volatility in commodities. This can involve entering into futures contracts, or using other financial instruments to lock in prices for key inputs. Competition. Intense competition. The consumer staples sector is highly competitive. This competition comes from established players with strong brand recognition and resources, as well as from new entrants, often focusing on niche markets or specific consumer trends. Strategies for maintaining a competitive edge. Brand loyalty. Building strong brands and fostering brand loyalty is crucial in this competitive environment. Companies invest in marketing and advertising to differentiate their products and create emotional connections with consumers. Product differentiation. Continuously innovating and developing products that stand out from the competition is essential. This differentiation might involve offering unique flavors, incorporating healthier ingredients, or focusing on specific dietary needs. Competitive pricing. Companies need to offer competitive pricing to attract and retain customers. They might use various pricing strategies, such as discounts, promotions, or loyalty programs. 6. Healthcare sector. Embracing innovation and addressing affordability in a complex regulatory landscape. The healthcare sector comprises companies that provide medical services, produce pharmaceuticals, and manufacture medical devices. This sector is characterized by continuous innovation and faces complex regulatory challenges that impact its profitability and growth. Subsectors and key players. The sources list these subsectors and key companies. Pharmaceuticals. Pfizer Incorporated, PFE, Johnson & Johnson, J&J, and Merck & Company Incorporated, MRK. Biotechnology. Amgen Incorporated, AMGN, Gilead Sciences Incorporated, GILD, and Regeneron Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, REGN. Healthcare Equipment and Supplies. Medtronic plc, MDT, Abbott Laboratories, ABT, and Stryker Corporation, SYK. Healthcare Providers and Services. United Health Group Incorporated, UNH, CVS Health Corporation, CVS, and Elevance Health Incorporated, ELV. Life Sciences Tools and Services. Thermo Fisher Scientific Incorporated, TMO, Danaher Corporation, DHR, and Agilent Technologies Incorporated, A. Growth drivers. Aging population. The global population is aging, leading to increased demand for healthcare services and treatments. Technological advancements. Ongoing innovation in drug development, medical devices, and healthcare delivery models creates new opportunities for growth. Chronic diseases. The rising prevalence of chronic diseases, such as diabetes and heart disease, fuels the demand for healthcare solutions. Addressing the risks. Regulatory challenges. The healthcare sector is heavily regulated, and these regulations significantly impact the profitability and innovation of companies operating in this space. Let's examine some key regulatory areas. Drug pricing. Governments and insurance providers are increasingly scrutinizing drug prices seeking ways to control healthcare costs. This pressure can lead to price negotiations, rebates, and even price caps, affecting the revenue and profitability of pharmaceutical companies. Healthcare coverage policies. Policies like the Affordable Care Act, ACA, in the United States, have significantly impacted the healthcare landscape. The ACA has expanded health insurance coverage to millions of Americans, affecting the demand for healthcare services and the reimbursement rates for providers. Data privacy regulations. Regulations like the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, in the United States set strict standards for protecting patient health information. These regulations require healthcare providers, insurers, and other entities handling health data to implement stringent security measures to ensure confidentiality and prevent data breaches. Impact on profitability and innovation. These regulations can have a mixed impact on the profitability and innovation of healthcare companies. Drug pricing regulations. While drug pricing regulations can lower the prices companies can charge for their products, they can also encourage companies to focus on developing innovative, high-value therapies that justify higher prices. Healthcare coverage policies. Expanded coverage can increase the demand for healthcare services, benefiting providers and medical device companies. However, it can also lead to lower reimbursement rates, squeezing profit margins. Data privacy regulations. While data privacy regulations can increase compliance costs, they can also foster trust among patients and the public, enhancing the reputation of companies that prioritize data security. Examples of companies navigating the regulatory landscape. Successfully navigating. Companies like Johnson & Johnson, J&J, have a long history of navigating complex regulatory environments, consistently investing in research and development to bring innovative products to market while adhering to regulatory standards. Facing challenges. Some pharmaceutical companies have faced scrutiny and penalties for marketing practices related to drug pricing and promotion. For example, some companies have been accused of promoting drugs for off-label uses not approved by regulatory agencies. 7. Financial sector. Navigating digital transformation and the rise of fintech. The financial sector encompasses businesses involved in managing money, such as banks, insurance companies, and asset managers, as well as companies that facilitate transactions. This sector is experiencing a significant digital transformation, with fintech companies playing an increasingly prominent role. Subsectors and key players. The sources identify the following subsectors and key players. Banks. JP Morgan Chase & Company, JPM. Bank of America Corporation, BAC. And Wells Fargo & Company, WFC. Diversified financial services. Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated, BRK.B. Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated, GS. And Morgan Stanley, MS. Insurance. MetLife Incorporated, MET. The Travelers Companies Incorporated, TRV. And American International Group Incorporated, AIG. Capital markets. Charles Schwab Corporation, SCHW. CME Group Incorporated, CME. And Nasdaq Incorporated, NDAQ. Consumer finance. Synchrony Financial, SYF. American Express Company, AXP. And Discover Financial Services, DFS. Mortgage rights. Annaly Capital Management Incorporated, NLY. AGNC Investment Corporation, AGNC. And Starwood Property Trust Incorporated, STWD. Growth drivers. Economic growth. Economic expansion typically leads to increased lending activity and a higher demand for financial services. Digital financial services. The increasing demand for digital financial services, such as mobile payments and online banking, presents growth opportunities for both traditional financial institutions and fintech companies. Addressing the risks. Interest rate fluctuations. Changes in interest rates can significantly impact the profitability of companies in the financial sector, particularly banks and mortgage rights. Regulatory changes. The financial services industry is subject to evolving regulations. These changes can significantly impact capital requirements and compliance costs for companies in this sector. The rise of fintech. While the sources acknowledge the rising demand for digital financial services, they do not provide a detailed exploration of the role of fintech companies. To enhance this section, let's discuss the rise of fintech and its impact on the financial sector. Areas of fintech growth. Mobile payments. Fintech companies have been instrumental in the widespread adoption of mobile payments. They have developed user-friendly apps and platforms that enable consumers to make payments using their smartphones. Peer-to-peer lending. Fintech platforms have disrupted traditional lending models by connecting borrowers directly with lenders, often bypassing traditional financial institutions. This has facilitated access to credit for individuals and small businesses who may have struggled to obtain loans from banks. Robo-advisory services. Fintech companies have introduced automated investment platforms that provide algorithm-driven financial advice and portfolio management services. These platforms often offer lower fees than traditional financial advisors, making them attractive to cost-conscious investors. Competitive pressures on traditional institutions. The emergence of fintech companies has intensified competition within the financial sector. Customer experience. Fintech companies often prioritize user-friendly interfaces and personalized services, putting pressure on traditional banks to improve their digital offerings and customer experience. Cost efficiency. Fintech companies, with their leaner operating models and reliance on technology, can often offer financial products and services at lower costs than traditional institutions. This has forced banks to reassess their fee structures and explore ways to reduce operational costs. Access to new markets. Fintech companies can leverage technology to reach underserved customer segments, such as those without access to traditional banking services. This expands the market for financial services, while challenging traditional institutions to adapt to these new customer demographics. Potential for disruption and innovation. Fintech continues to drive disruption and innovation within the financial sector. Blockchain technology. Fintech companies are exploring the use of blockchain technology to streamline financial transactions, improve security, and reduce costs. This could revolutionize areas such as payments, settlements, and trade finance. Artificial intelligence, AI. Fintech companies are using AI to enhance fraud detection, personalize financial advice, and automate customer service. This has the potential to make financial services more efficient, secure, and tailored to individual needs. Open banking. The open banking movement, which promotes data sharing between financial institutions and third-party providers, is creating opportunities for fintech companies to develop innovative products and services that integrate with traditional banking systems. 8. Information technology sector. Leading the digital revolution amidst growing cybersecurity threats. The information technology sector includes companies that develop the software, hardware, semiconductors, and IT services driving the modern digital economy. While this sector experiences rapid growth, it also faces significant cybersecurity threats. Subsectors and key players. The sources provide the following subsectors and key players. Software: Microsoft Corporation, MSFT, Adobe Incorporated, ADEBE, and Salesforce Incorporated, CRM. IT services: Accenture plc, ACN, International Business Machines Corporation, IBM, and DXC Technology Company, DXC. Technology hardware, storage and peripherals: Apple Incorporated, AAPL, Dell Technologies Incorporated, DELL, and HP Incorporated, HPQ. Semiconductors and semiconductor equipment: NVIDIA Corporation, NVDA, Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, AMD, and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, TSM. Growth drivers: cloud computing, AI, and 5G. The increasing adoption of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, AI, and 5G technology fuels the growth of this sector. Semiconductor demand. The rising demand for semiconductors, driven by the Internet of Things, IoT, and electric vehicles, ensures continued growth. Addressing the risks: cybersecurity threats, data breaches, and cyber attacks pose a significant concern for companies in the information technology sector. These security incidents can damage a company's reputation and result in financial losses. To mitigate this risk, companies should invest in robust cybersecurity infrastructure, implement data encryption protocols, and train employees on cybersecurity best practices. Expanding on cybersecurity threats and opportunities. While the sources briefly mention cybersecurity threats, they could be expanded upon to provide a more comprehensive analysis. Here's a broader perspective on the types of cybersecurity threats companies face, the solutions in demand, and the investment implications. Types of cybersecurity threats. Data breaches. These involve unauthorized access to sensitive information, such as customer data, financial records, or intellectual property. Data breaches can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, and reputational damage. Ransomware attacks. In these attacks, malicious software encrypts a victim's files, making them inaccessible. The attackers then demand a ransom payment in exchange for decrypting the files. Ransomware attacks can disrupt operations and result in significant financial losses for businesses. Intellectual property theft. This involves the theft of valuable intellectual property, such as patents, trademarks, or trade secrets. Cybercriminals can use stolen intellectual property to gain a competitive advantage, produce counterfeit goods, or extort the rightful owners. Cybersecurity solutions and services in high demand. The increasing frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks have led to a surge in demand for cybersecurity solutions and services. Some areas experiencing high demand include network security, solutions that protect computer networks from unauthorized access, malware, and other threats. This includes firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, and security information and event management, SIEM, tools. Data security. Solutions that protect sensitive data from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction. This includes data encryption, data loss prevention, and database security solutions. Cloud security. Solutions that protect data and applications stored in the cloud. This includes cloud access security brokers, CASBs, cloud workload protection platforms, CWPPs, and cloud security posture management, CSPM, tools. Identity and access management, IAM. Solutions that control user access to systems and resources, ensuring that only authorized individuals have access to sensitive information. This includes multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, and privileged access management solutions. Security consulting services. Expertise provided by cybersecurity professionals to help organizations assess their security posture, identify vulnerabilities, and develop and implement effective security strategies. Leading cybersecurity companies. Numerous companies specialize in providing cybersecurity solutions and services. Some of the leading players in this space include Palo Alto Networks, PANW, a global cybersecurity leader known for its next-generation firewalls and comprehensive security platform. CrowdStrike, CRWD, a cloud-native cybersecurity company that provides endpoint protection, threat intelligence, and incident response services. Zscaler, ZS, a cloud security company that provides a secure internet gateway, cloud firewall, and other security services. Fortinet, FTNT, a network security company that offers a wide range of products, including firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, and secure email gateways. CyberArk Software, CYBR, a company that specializes in privileged access management, helping organizations protect their most critical assets from insider threats and external attackers. Investment implications of cybersecurity. The growing importance of cybersecurity has significant investment implications. Companies that provide cybersecurity solutions and services are well positioned to benefit from increased spending in this area. 9. Communication services sector. Embracing the digital content boom in a competitive landscape. The communication services sector includes companies involved in telecommunications, media, entertainment, and interactive services. This sector has transformed with the rise of digital content consumption and social media. While the sources note the competitive nature of this sector, they don't provide specific examples or analyze how companies are differentiating themselves. Subsectors and key players. The sources identify the following subsectors and key players. Media. The Walt Disney Company, DIS, Comcast Corporation, CMCSA, and Fox Corporation, FOXA. Entertainment. Netflix Incorporated, NFLX, Spotify Technology SA, SPOT, and Electronic Arts Incorporated, EA. Interactive Media and Services. Alphabet Incorporated, Google, Meta Platforms Incorporated, META, and Snap Incorporated, SNAP. Telecommunications. Verizon Communications Incorporated, VZ, AT&T Incorporated, T, and T-Mobile US Incorporated, TMUS. Growth drivers. Digital content demand. Increasing demand for digital content, fuels the growth of streaming services, social media platforms, and other digital media businesses. Addressing the risks. Regulatory scrutiny. Regulators are increasingly focused on the data privacy practices of social media companies. Competition. The communication services sector is highly competitive, with new companies constantly emerging and technologies evolving rapidly. Expanding on competition and differentiation. To enhance the analysis, let's examine specific examples of competition and the strategies companies use to differentiate themselves. The battle for streaming subscribers. The streaming landscape has become incredibly competitive, with companies like Netflix, NFLX, Disney+, DIS, and Amazon Prime Video vying for subscribers. Strategies for attracting and retaining customers. Original content production. Streaming services invest heavily in creating original content to attract viewers. Netflix, Disney+, and Amazon Prime Video have all released popular original series and movies. Bundle offerings. Companies offer bundled packages that combine streaming services with other products, such as internet or mobile phone service. This provides customers with convenience and cost savings. Personalized recommendations. Using algorithms and data analysis, streaming services provide personalized recommendations to viewers, suggesting content they are likely to enjoy. This helps to improve customer satisfaction and retention. The role of emerging technologies. 5G technology. The rollout of 5G networks promises faster internet speeds and lower latency, which will enhance the streaming experience. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize entertainment and communication, offering immersive experiences that go beyond traditional media formats. 10. Utilities sector. Leading the transition to clean energy amidst diverse challenges. The utilities sector encompasses companies that provide essential services such as electricity, water supply, natural gas distribution, and renewable energy generation. While the sources acknowledge climate-related risks, they lack a comprehensive discussion of the specific challenges faced by different types of utilities. Subsectors and key players. Electric utilities. NextEra Energy Incorporated, NEE, Duke Energy Corporation, DUK, and Southern Company, SO. Gas utilities. Atmos Energy Corporation, ATO, NiSource Incorporated, NE, and One Gas Incorporated, OGS. Water utilities. American Water Works Company Incorporated, AWK, Essential Utilities Incorporated, WTRG, and California Water Service Group, CWT. Renewable electricity. Brookfield Renewable Partners LP, BEP, NextEra Energy Partners LP, NEP, and Ormat Technologies Incorporated, ORA. Multi-utilities. Consolidated Edison Incorporated, ED, Sempra Energy, SRE, and Public Service Enterprise Group Incorporated, PEG. Growth drivers. Decarbonization and renewable energy. The global push for decarbonization and the transition to renewable energy sources are driving investments in clean energy technologies and infrastructure. Rising electricity demand. The increasing global demand for electricity, fueled by data centers and electric vehicles, is driving growth in the electricity sector. Government incentives. Incentives for renewable energy projects and infrastructure upgrades encourage investment in this sector. Addressing the risks. Regulatory risks. Rate freezes or changes in utility pricing models can significantly impact profitability. High capital expenditures. Transitioning to renewable energy sources and upgrading existing infrastructure require substantial investments. Climate-related risks. Extreme weather events pose a growing threat to utility operations. Differentiating risks faced by traditional and renewable energy utilities. Traditional electric utilities reliant on fossil fuels. Stranded assets. As the world shifts away from fossil fuels, traditional utilities face the risk of having their coal-fired and natural gas-fired power plants becoming uneconomical to operate, leading to stranded assets. Regulatory pressure. Governments are implementing stricter environmental regulations to reduce carbon emissions, increasing compliance costs, and potential liabilities for utilities heavily reliant on fossil fuels. Public perception and investor pressure. Growing public awareness of climate change is putting pressure on companies to reduce their carbon footprint. Investors are also increasingly factoring in environmental considerations, making it more difficult for fossil fuel-heavy utilities to attract capital. Utilities investing in renewable energy sources. Intermittency of renewable energy. Solar and wind power are intermittent energy sources, meaning their output fluctuates depending on weather conditions. This requires utilities to invest in energy storage solutions or rely on backup power sources to ensure a stable electricity supply. Grid modernization. Integrating large amounts of renewable energy into the existing grid requires significant upgrades to transmission and distribution infrastructure. Cost of renewable energy technologies. While the cost of renewable energy technologies has decreased significantly, it can still be higher than traditional fossil fuel-based generation in some cases. Challenges of grid modernization and smart grid technologies. Modernizing the electricity grid is essential to accommodate the growing share of renewable energy sources. This involves integrating renewable energy, upgrading transmission lines to handle the variable output of renewable energy sources, and investing in energy storage solutions to ensure grid stability. Improving grid efficiency. Implementing smart grid technologies that use sensors, data analytics, and automation to optimize grid operations, reduce energy losses, and improve reliability. Enhancing customer engagement. Deploying smart meters and other technologies to provide customers with real-time information about their energy consumption, enabling them to manage their energy use more effectively. The regulatory and policy landscape. Government policies and regulations play a crucial role in shaping the transition to a cleaner energy future. This includes Renewable Portfolio Standards, RPS. Many states have implemented RPS policies that mandate utilities to generate a certain percentage of their electricity from renewable sources. Carbon pricing mechanisms. Policies such as carbon taxes or cap-and-trade systems aim to put a price on carbon emissions, incentivizing utilities to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. Investment tax credits and other incentives. Governments offer financial incentives to encourage investments in renewable energy projects and grid modernization efforts. 11. Real estate sector. Embracing sustainability and adapting to evolving demand in a transforming landscape. The real estate sector consists of companies involved in the ownership, operation, or development of properties across various categories, including residential buildings, commercial spaces, and industrial facilities. The sources acknowledge the impact of economic factors, like interest rates and downturns on the real estate sector, but could be enhanced by a deeper exploration of long-term trends, like demographic shifts and technological advancements shaping this market. Subsectors and key players. REITs, Prologis Incorporated, PLD, American Tower Corporation, AMT, and Equity Residential, EQR. Residential real estate. Avalon Bay Communities Incorporated, AVB, Camden Property Trust, CPT, and Invitation Homes Incorporated, INVH. Commercial real estate. Boston Properties Incorporated, BXP, Simon Property Group Incorporated, SPG, and Vornado Realty Trust, VNO. Industrial real estate. Duke Realty Corporation, DRE, Rexford Industrial Realty Incorporated, REXR, and Stag Industrial Incorporated, STAG. Specialized rights. Digital Realty Trust Incorporated, DLR, Welltower Incorporated, WELL, and Cyrus One Incorporated, CONE. Growth drivers. Urbanization and population growth. The sources state that these factors fuel demand for residential and commercial properties, particularly in metropolitan areas. Infrastructure development. Increasing investments in infrastructure development create opportunities for real estate development and investment. Addressing the risks. Rising interest rates. As interest rates rise, borrowing costs increase for real estate developers, potentially reducing profitability. Higher rates also impact affordability for homebuyers, potentially decreasing demand. Economic downturns. During recessions, demand for commercial real estate often declines, leading to higher vacancy rates and lower rental income. In-depth look at long-term trends. Impact of urbanization, population growth, and aging demographics on housing demand. Urbanization. As more people move to urban areas, the demand for housing in cities increases. This can lead to higher property prices and rents, especially in desirable locations. Population growth. A growing population also contributes to increased housing demand. This is particularly true in countries or regions experiencing rapid population growth. Aging demographics. As the population ages, there may be shifts in housing preferences. Older adults may downsize from larger homes or seek out properties that offer amenities and services tailored to their needs. This could create opportunities for developers specializing in senior housing or retirement communities. The role of technology in transforming the real estate industry. Virtual reality, VR, for property tours. VR technology enables potential buyers or renters to experience immersive virtual tours of properties without physically visiting them. This can save time and resources, particularly for those looking at properties in different cities or countries. Rise of PropTech companies. PropTech refers to the use of technology in the real estate industry. PropTech companies are developing innovative solutions for various aspects of the real estate business, including property management, streamlining tasks like rent collection, maintenance requests, and tenant communication. Financing, facilitating online mortgage applications, and using data analytics to assess creditworthiness. Construction, utilizing building information modeling, BIM, software, and 3D printing to improve construction efficiency and reduce costs. Potential for disruption and innovation. The real estate sector is ripe for disruption and innovation, driven by technological advancements and changing consumer expectations. Areas with high potential for disruption. Property management. The traditional model of property management is being challenged by proptech companies offering more efficient and cost-effective solutions. Financing. Fintech companies are disrupting the mortgage industry by streamlining the lending process and providing alternative financing options. Construction. The adoption of prefabrication, modular construction, and robotics has the potential to transform the construction industry, making it faster, more efficient, and less reliant on manual labor. Conclusion. Navigating the evolving landscape of the U.S. stock market. The U.S. stock market, encompassing 11 diverse sectors, offers a wide array of investment opportunities. Each sector, from energy undergoing a renewable transition to real estate, adapting to technological advancements, presents unique growth drivers and risks. Understanding these dynamics, along with the influence of economic cycles, government regulations, and global trends, is crucial for making informed investment decisions. As companies navigate these complexities, investors should prioritize those embracing sustainable practices, leading the way toward a resilient and responsible future.